Hi, everyone. I am Jess Bellers here with Spill the Goods with my good friend Christina
Hi.
Goodwin. And also today we have on a special guest, Mr. Avery Cyr, whom we are so happy and excited to have on the podcast with us. Avery is here today to talk to us about being a moderator for the elections and what does that mean? What's the role? What's the expectations? Things like that. Um, so we're happy to have him on, and I'm sure it'll be really, honestly, insightful and educational for us all. So yeah.
Great. So we're going to jump right in. We've got a lot of questions for Avery. So Avery, can you talk to us a little bit? What made you want to become an election moderator?
Yeah, a big reason why I wanted to run for moderator is because I'd already decided I wanted to run for another position for alternate, and I'm not going to talk about that, but because I was running for alternate, I really also wanted to be involved with elections. So I figured if I'm running for alternate, I might as well, you know, run for another position like moderator.
Okay.
And the moderator is a pretty important election officer. Well, so I just thought I should do that.
Okay. Had you previously done any work as a poll worker or been involved in elections at all, or is this
I have observed elections,
okay?
but I haven't had a chance to work an election, unfortunately.
That's interesting that you mentioned that you were an observer. So can you just explain for me, because I'm not even 100% clear, what is the difference between being an observer versus like a moderator?
I mean, an observer, anybody can go and just sit and just watch things happen. There's like a designated area. They actually
Mhm.
have to have that so that if somebody wants to challenge something that's happening, like someone is trying to register to vote or you the way that counting the ballots, anything that has to do with running the elections, we have to have that area so that people can challenge what we're doing when we're, conducting the election as election officers. So
And you
yeah,
could observe the whole day, right? Not just the end of the day where they tally everything up.
you can even be there to watch us count the ballots and everything after the
Okay.
polls close.
Oh, wow.
I had the opportunity to do this
Mhm.
at the last election. I think you stayed
I
for a
stayed for
little
a little
bit
bit
too.
too, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. So you mentioned you ran for moderator, so it's an elected position.
Yes.
Did you campaign at all, or how did that process go?
I didn't really campaign too much specifically for moderator because election officers can't really campaign too much.
Hmm.
But I was running for alderman, so I just decided to just, make sure my name was out there when I was running for alderman, and people just know me. And I was outside the day that people were coming in to vote for me for moderator, so people kind of knew about me already because they knew I was didn't vote.
Are you prohibited from campaigning to be moderator?
No,
Was that like a rule? No.
I actually, when the filing period was open, I got permission from the Secretary of State to run for the.
Oh,
There
wow.
are other people who've run for election officer roles and when the school board or the alderman knows. So
So
Okay.
you had to get special permission though.
it wasn't like special permission. They just weren't sure of the city clerk if I could, so they had to like
Okay.
find out from the Secretary of State.
Okay. Who oversees all the elections, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Cool. So what is the difference between just a poll worker and a moderator? What are the different roles?
Well, there's only one moderator at each polling location. There's 14 units and there's one moderator for each ward. And the moderator just manages everything. There's about the elections within that one, within the polling location. So I'm Ward 3, which is the downtown area. So
Yeah.
I'll be running everything that's involved on election day. So I'll be managing all poll workers, the other election officers like the selectmen and the work. But
Uh-huh.
people will come to me with questions about like the ballots kind of smudgy, like if it's unclear what the voter was trying to do.
Uh-huh.
That'll be on me to decide what to do about that. If we should count it one way or another way, if entirely, that's on
Wow.
my side.
All right.
That's really important.
And the same thing for registered voters. I'll have to like decide if someone can register. Now, this sort of thing doesn't happen too often, but it does happen like in a rare circumstance. That's when
Uh-huh.
I might have to be someone being allowed to register, there's a ballot being counted. So
That's
Okay.
interesting.
mhm.
That's really interesting.
And they just changed some of the requirements to be register to vote and to be eligible to vote, didn't they?
Yes.
So do you get trainings on that? How is everybody kept up to speed to make sure that all the moderators of the various wards are following the same laws, basically?
So we all get trainings.
Okay.
I'm actually about to start mine in a couple weeks. I just literally just yesterday found out the schedule. Seems to be some confusion because I don't know if you heard there was a decision where now you don't need proof of citizenship to register to vote.
Okay.
We're going to go back to the way things were before 2024. And, you can just fill out an affidavit, attesting that you're a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
There still seems to be some confusion about that because the materials I've been getting from the city clerk are that we're going to continue to require proof of citizenship, but I think maybe they just haven't quite figured out how we're going to handle the court decision.
Okay.
So there's still some confusion there. And I'm actually going to reach out to them pretty soon to get clarification, but I don't know what's going on at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if somebody comes in to register to vote, because you can register same day in New Hampshire, if the moderator is not clear on the rules or is interpreting them maybe differently than the person trying to register, is there a course of action to, I don't know, escalate that up? Or is there somebody above a moderator that you can reach out to on election day?
So the only person above the moderator is the city clerk.
Okay.
I report directly to them. So, I mean, we're going to try to make sure everybody can vote. I really don't think anyone's going to get turned away. And even if for some reason I do, there are usually organizations that help people vote. So they're usually right there and they can help them. We can't get too involved with helping them. But,
Sure.
I really don't think it's going to be a big issue, people getting turned away. There's all these things that can do. You can reach out to the people outside the polls, those organizations I mentioned. And I can also, reach out to the city clerk if there's any information.
Okay. Do you know like the names of some of those organizations or like?
There's the New Hampshire Youth Movement, I know is one. There's the various women's rights organizations, because the tough thing with women, a lot of women, when they get married, they change their names, and that's kind of what's been making it difficult for them to register to vote at the polls, is because their legal name on their IDs or passport's different than what the birth certificate might say. They need to provide documentation. That's kind of been a big issue for women specifically.
So that's already a law, despite what the government is trying to pass with the act.
I mean, there has been a court ruling, so now we won't need to have proof of citizenship anymore, and you won't need to worry about that. So, but this is all just still on voting, so that's why it's kind of
Breaking news.
You heard it first here.
Yeah, I am going to reach out to the city clerk. I'm going to go in next week to talk to him about this to see kind of how we're going to go about that.
Yeah. Thinking about all the people who work at the polls on the day of election, it sounds like your role really is to be pretty nonpartisan and to be just sort of this outside, kind of person who just knows the rules and just implements the rules, right? Do you know? And if you don't, it's fine. But what's the difference between a moderator and a selectman?
A selectman really, all of us election officers, everyone who's elected, the selectman, the ward clerk, and myself, we all sign off on the paperwork at the end. So that's kind of our role. The selectmen, it'll be up to me to decide what they do. I could have them be a greeter. They could be sitting at the counter, checking people in. They could be handing out ballots to people. It's really up to me to decide what they do. The selectmen, they're really just like other poll workers. Really.
Okay.
There's not really much difference between them and the poll workers, but they do get to sign off on paperwork.
Okay. Okay.
But I get to decide what everybody does pretty much.
Interesting.
All right. Can you talk to us if you know a little bit about what the trainings are like? How in depth are they? Are there multiple trainings?
Yeah, there's multiple trainings. There's going to be, I think, 4 that I'm going to be going to. There's one specific for the moderators that I'm going to go to at the end of August, and then there's one for the breeders, the deputy of the register. There's one for the selectmen. There's one for the poll workers in general. So I'm going to try to I am gonna go to all those trainings to make sure I understand their roles really well.
Mhm.
So there's multiple trainings. So like in the evening, on a weekday, or on weekends.
Mhm.
Because all of us poll workers, we all have jobs. We can't,
Yeah.
we can't take off too much time to do all that training.
You're already taking off election days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I took the whole day off on the primary and done the election day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yep. But yeah, those are the trainings. They're gonna show us how to use like the tab viewer. They're gonna show us how to use the pad. To
Mhm.
like, look up people. They're gonna show us how to mark people off on the list. They're gonna show us how to count the ballots. They're gonna show us how to fill out. Probably the most important part is all the paperwork that's involved that we
Yeah.
then send off to the city that I have to deliver. After it's all done, my big job is to take that physically to City Hall and get
Mhm.
it. So
Oh wow.
To the clerk.
yeah, although Ward 3 City Hall is right down
Yeah.
to Ward, but I guess the other moderators, they kind of have to drive across town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh man.
So moderator, selectman, and clerk are all elected positions.
Mhm.
Are they compensated positions, or are they totally volunteer?
They are compensated.
Okay.
They call it a stipend.
Yep.
You could choose though to not get the stipend and be a volunteer, which I think is that's my time to just give it back to the city.
Okay.
It's not really a lot of money either. It's not like
Well, I don't think anybody expected to get
I
a
don't
job.
know. Off of being a moderator now.
Going to public service. And poll workers are also paid, right? But they're not elected.
Mhm.
So you can just sign up to be a poll worker.
Yeah, they're called ballot inspectors. the
Okay.
workers.
Okay.
That's the other thing I have to do. I have to recruit them. I need to get at least 8 people to come and be ballot inspectors.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what they're doing.
Is that 8 just for your ward, or is that 8 for every ward?
Just for my ward.
Okay, so each ward has a different number required.
Yeah, it depends on how many people they're expecting to come out to vote. And
Okay.
the way that they calculate that is based on how many new people register to vote throughout the year. So if I have a bunch of new people register, they might estimate that a ton of people are going to come out to vote at that board, that whole invitation. So they might try to get more people. But the city clerk told me that we just need 8 ballot inspectors, so I need to try to find some.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So how, if somebody wanted to be a ballot inspector, we'll make a pitch for you, Avery, and all the other moderators.
Yes.
If somebody wanted to be a ballot inspector, how would they go about signing up for that position?
Yeah, they could reach out to me directly. My email is Avery at averycyr.org. You could email me there and we could chat. But you would usually submit an application through the city clerk, but then they're just going to refer you to me. So either way, you're going to come talk to me because it's up to, I'm the one who decides who's working and all the stuff. And
For Ward 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Specifically.
Specifically.
So if you are in Ward 3, you want to be a poll worker, ballot inspector, Avery's your guy. If you live in any other ward in Manchester and you are interested in participating in election day, you can just head to the city clerk's office and sign up. Is there a deadline for that? Do you know?
I don't think there's like a hard deadline. I think if
Okay.
you wait until like the week before, though, we're probably going to already have it all figured out. And you want to decide like at the beginning of August because that's when all the training starts. So if you miss those trainings, you're going to have a hard time, working at the polls.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
In terms of like just the importance of the role of a moderator in like having free and fair elections, like how do you see that role? Like, how important is it?
Being nonpartisan. So,
Like just the role of the moderator in making sure the elections are free and fair.
I mean, the moderator is really important because they're the person who's kind of in control of things. I mean, there's the city clerk. I'm not saying the city clerk's just not in charge of things. I'm just saying there's 12 wards and the city clerk can't be in all 12.
Right,
That's what the
exactly.
moderator's for.
Yeah.
And so my job is just to oversee everything and make sure all the laws are executed, whether I agree with them or not. I have to make sure that they're executed. So it's all on me. If something goes wrong, then it comes back on you.
Oh, wow.
And so you're responsible for the voting locations. So obviously there's the interior where the voting actually happens. But if anybody's been to a polling place, there's a lot of activity on the outside too, generally. So do you oversee that? Because I know there are some rules around around campaigning at polling locations
yeah.
and things like that.
Has us running a building and talking to people coming in. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. There are laws about that, and my job is to create an area for the candidates or anybody who just wants to interact with the voters as they're coming in. There is an area outside where they can do that and they can have their signs and stuff, because you can't go inside to that observer section I was telling you about. You can't go in there and start, interacting with the voters or having signs or anything.
As a candidate or somebody campaigning for a candidate, right? Yeah.
So there is that area, and I just have to make sure they stay within that area. And I also, they're not allowed to hand out literature as the other rule. You're not allowed to hand out literature as people are going in, so I have to make sure they're not doing that is one thing.
Yeah.
And just, making sure that they're being respectful and not like disrupting anything.
Yeah. Not like disrupting the process or like causing a big scene or something or making people feel
Not that you,
like they can't come in or that they can't vote, feeling just really uncomfortable.
But I mean, as long as they're not, being rude or intimidating anybody, like can do what they want. But
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't even, I know, like in our ward too. One time, not when I was running, but I went in and I had like a candidate sticker or something, and the moderator asked me to take it off when I went in.
Yeah, I don't think you can wear
You can't wear
political
political.
messaging inside a polling place, right?
correct. If you won't do, I could ask you to wear a shirt or
Over
something over it, or take it off. Like
the shirt of shame or something.
Yeah, or if you refuse, then I could potentially not let you vote.
Oh wow, shit!
I mean, well, I really don't.
I know you
if
wouldn't do that. Like,
I really
but-
don't want to, but I mean, if you really just won't cooperate and you're just gonna have like your shirt that has like a campaign slogan or something on it, I can't let you come in.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's an easy, like, I think for candidates in particular, when you go in and vote, like, that's an easy phone call to, like, not realize.
Yeah.
Unless you've had an experience like me, right? Where I went in, I was just like wearing somebody's sticker, and I mean, he, to our moderator's credit, he didn't make a big deal about it. He was just like, hey.
But that's not even just for the candidates. It's anybody that's going into a polling location that might be wearing
Yeah, because I wasn't a
anything
candidate.
political.
Mhm.
And is that sort of up to your discretion? Because I know that nowadays
Yeah, true.
it goes beyond just wearing like a candidate sticker or a candidate shirt. Like there are other
Like, is it like a Black Lives
types of
Matter shirt
logos, other
or-
types of slogans that have become sort of inherently political. Is that sort of up to your discretion to decide?
Yeah, I think it probably would be up to my discretion. I think I would. I mean, I think I would prefer if there was no, political slogans at all inside the polling location.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would depend if it's like really big and obnoxious, and I
Yeah.
probably would ask them to cover it up or take it off.
Like if somebody had like a "Let's Go Brandon" shirt,
Yeah.
right?
Are we
Well,
still
but that
doing
was a
that?
thing.
Still doing that?
I don't think that's a thing anymore, but
Yeah, I think I
I
would
think about
just.
those sorts of like that's
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to without
Yeah.
specifically calling it out. But
well, sorry, I called it out, everybody. Shocker.
so what are some things that you wish people knew about Election Day?
I want people to register beforehand.
Yeah.
So much easier. Instead of us trying to try to get them registered right then
true.
and there, because that would just make it so easy. Because if you're registered to vote, you just breeze in, you show your ID,
Yeah.
you go,
Couldn't
get
be
your ballot,
easier.
and you go out, and it takes just 2 minutes to do.
Yeah.
So where can
So-
people register to vote ahead of Election Day?
You go down to City Hall,
Right at City Hall.
or you can do absentee.
Mm-hmm.
You can do an absentee ballot if you need to. One thing I do like to mention, if you're a single parent and you can't come down to vote because you have kids and you have no one else to watch them, that's actually considered work for purposes of voting, and you can vote by absentee in that situation. I don't think a lot of people.
Yeah.
I did not know that was
I
a
didn't either.
qualified reason. I have voted absentee before because I've been, I travel for work on occasion and I've been out of town on Election Day, and it's super simple and easy to vote absentee down at City Hall too. They really make it easy, which is nice. So
Yeah. I think I voted absentee during COVID.
Yeah.
But
And you can do that all by mail. You don't have to go down to vote by absentee if you're just
would you
Right.
go
That's
to
fine.
the website online and get your ballot that way, or how does that?
you would go to the City Hall website.
Yep.
And you go to elections. If you go scroll all the way down, you should see where there's like links. And then
Mhm.
if you click on elections, it'll bring you to that page with all that information. You fill out an application and then just provide what you need to provide. It's kind of,
Oh, cool.
again, it kind of goes back to what I was talking about, requiring proof of citizenship.
Yeah.
Now that requirement's going away, they still haven't updated that yet. So you
Okay.
might want to just contact the city clerk directly.
Like give them a
Talk-
call or something or
and
send
talk
an
to
email.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you
Yeah.
have any questions about that, because they're the ones who handle registration before election.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. What are there any other like kind of tips or thoughts about election day and like the whole process? Like, should people be prepared for the lines? Do you need to like, what's the parking situation like at Ward 3? That sort of thing.
yeah, my location's at the Carol Ryan Center, which is across the street from Pappy's. It's in the same building that the welfare office is.
Mhm.
And we have a kind of a big ground. There's a fair amount of parking. There's a parking lot out back that has like maybe 20 cars probably could fit out there. And then there's kind of some street parking. It's
Mhm.
not too bad. But be prepared to like have to park down the street and walk down.
Mhm.
There could be, I think there's going to be very long lines. There's, this election's really contentious. So I think there's going to be a lot of people coming out to voice their opinions on things.
Yeah.
And the other thing I should mention, us poll workers, us election officers and everybody who's just working at the polls, we aren't allowed to, we can have our own political views, like outside the election,
Sure.
but when we're there working, we can't even allude to the fact, like if you say to me, can I just have the ballot for, Donald Trump, we'll say, if someone came up to me and said, I just want the ballot that Donald Trump's on in the primary, I couldn't even tell them, oh, well, here's the Republican. Couldn't do something like that. I just have to say, we would just have to say, we can't help you with that. You just have to pick a ballot.
Interesting.
So you can't give people advice on, who to vote for, your thoughts on which candidates they should elect. You're truly neutral, nonpartisan, just there to make sure the elections happen.
Correct. And we can't really help you either if you don't have. We can help you to a certain degree if you don't have the documents you need, like with requiring proof of citizenship. We were given access to a database, so it could help people a little bit with that. But again, that's
Changing.
Hold back. Yeah.
So I don't. But we're gonna help you. We're gonna try to help everyone as best we can to vote. That's our ultimate goal, is to
Yeah.
make sure everybody gets that opportunity to vote. But we can only go so far. If you don't have like your ID, if you come in without your ID, it's gonna be really
Yeah.
hard.
Sure. So what should people bring with them to the polls?
I would bring proof of your residency is a big one. Some people, they move and then they still come to the one that they voted to last time in the polling location, but they moved out of the ward, so they have to go
Somewhere else.
We have to somehow way to go to that one. So just kind of making sure you're certain about where you're voting is one thing. You go to you can go to the city clerk's website again, and if you go to elections, there's a link that takes you to this place where you can put in your address and not tell us where we can vote.
Yeah.
We'll include that link in the show notes so you guys can find it if you need it.
Yeah.
And then having proof of identity. If you have your ID and it has your current address, then that just makes it nice and easy.
Yeah.
And for proof of citizenship, I mean, if you want to be super certain, you could try to bring you could bring a passport or birth certificate. But again, because of those requirements are changing, you could just come in and we'll be able to let you just fill out an affidavit, which is basically you promising that you're a U.S. citizen. So those are just some things you should have for you.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, what are the hours for the polls? How long are they open for?
We'll be open from, they changed the hours at an Alderman meeting, so we'll be open from 6 to 7 p.m. 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay. And if you're in line by 7, you can still vote, right?
I guess that would be up to me to decide, but if there's like a whole line out the door, then we'll let them come in. So
Okay.
but there comes a point where we have to stop and we have to just start counting about. So.
Sure.
But yeah, if you come at 7 and you get in line, then I will make sure that you can come into vote.
Okay.
Okay.
What in terms of proving residency, that's always yes, an ID is always like gold standard. But like could I bring like a copy of my rental agreement or like my lease or something. If I don't have, if I haven't like updated my address, my ID.
Absolutely. That's what I use to register to vote.
Oh, okay.
at least. So yeah, you can do that. You can use your lease agreement, your deed to your house. You could also get a letter from your landlord
Mm-hmm.
that basically proves that you are living there as an
Mm-hmm.
When I lived in Deerfield, that's what I did. I was living with friends, and they had to kind of give me the letter saying that I lived there.
He really lives here.
Yeah.
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 Nice.
Can you bring like an electric bill or something like that? Does that count as well?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. My last question for you. So this was a topic in our ward. How many people do you think you're going to get to vote on primary day? What do you think your number's going to be?
There's about 3,000 people registered to vote in
Okay.
Ward 3, the population of 10,000.
Oh, that's low.
So 3,000 people could shop by night is what's going to happen. Or there could be, the other thing too about Ward 3 that's different from the other wards is there's a lot of people from new to Manchester, new to New Hampshire, a lot of people from other parts of the state. There's just a lot of new people constantly coming into
Yeah.
So there might be a ton of people registering to vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little, I would imagine it's kind of like a little more transient part of town because it's a lot more like apartments and multi-family homes.
And Ward 3 is the whole downtown area, if I didn't make that clear. It's like City Hall, the
All the way
Snow
down.
Arena, Pappy's, all that. That's all Ward 3 the downtown.
Yeah. Doesn't it go all the way down past the ballpark too? Like it goes all the way down South Commercial.
It starts at Queen City Avenue, all the way south. Then it follows the river, and then it's like the northern border is on Webster Street,
Yeah.
and it kind of follows Beach Street. That's kind of the general.
Wow.
It's a big area.
That is a really big area. And that is a lot of apartments. So that's a lot of people. Interesting.
Okay.
Well, nice.
Well, Avery, thank you for coming and talking about
Yeah.
election day and what a moderator does. If you want to be a poll worker, you know where to go now.
I'm happy to help you work as a poll worker elsewhere too. It's not like if you don't live in Ward 3, I can still help get you connected to the moderators and other events.
Perfect.
Nice.
Thank you. Well, I hope you have a good first election day on September 8th, guys.
Yep.
Everybody register
Yeah.
before then. Show up and vote.
Yeah.
It's a big election.
Yeah.
It's a lot of primary candidates on the ballot. So
Yeah.
great. Well, thanks
everyone.
guys.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for
Thank you,
listening.
ladies, for having me. I'm
Absolutely.
so excited to be here and to get to serve to conserve my constituents as moderator in Ward 3. I'm really excited because I've always wanted to go into public service, and this is kind of my big opportunity to do that.
Great.
Oh, it's an important
Cool.
one.
Mhm.
All
Very
right.
exciting. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Nice.
Bye.